Good morning, all of you. My name is Bhatia, and today we are going to start Mahatma Gandhi in BHIC 134. As we are studying BHIC 134, and this is the main third most important topic of BHIC 134, as this question comes in all exams. Okay, and Mahatma Gandhi is a very important topic, as you all know. The movements of Mahatma Gandhi and the success and failures and all things related to Mahatma Gandhi is very important for all of you. As this question comes in every year, Mahatma Gandhi's movements, Mahatma Gandhi failures, Mahatma Gandhi's success, and Mahatma Gandhi's the racial discrimination war of Mahatma Gandhi in South Africa. So many questions have made in your exams, as this question is very important for all of you. As I told you earlier, because in Unit 11, why we have taken in Unit 4, 5, 6, after this, we have taken Unit 11, as this is very important. So, first of all, let me tell you the most important things related to Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi, born in 2nd October 1869, he went abroad in South Africa for the law studies and all. And when he was doing when he has completed the law study in South Africa, and he had faced a lot of things related to the racial discrimination in South Africa. There was a very big discrimination between blacks and whites, and he faced a lot of things, and he faced a lot of inferiors, as he was Indian and he was counted in black. So the English people and the white people, they show a very disgrace for the Mahatma Gandhi and the black people in South Africa. And he has faced a lot of things related to, he suffered a lot in South Africa. And on that day, particularly, he decided to face all these things, and he wanted some changes in the laws in South Africa, just to remove the racial discrimination in whites and black people. And he was getting successful, he was getting success in that thing also. And when the South African government had made law for the racial discrimination, there will be no any racial discrimination in South Africa for whites and between whites and black people. On that day, he became the hero in South Africa. And in 1915, when he entered into Indian politics, just I am recalling the previous topics, because 50% of this topic we have discussed in our earlier class in on 10th November. 10th November, last week we have studied about this. If you will see the video on IGNO SOHS, then you will see and you will watch the Mahatma Gandhi's movements and all. We have studied a lot related to this topic. 50% we have studied in our earlier class, and later 50% we will discuss now also. Just before starting from them, from that topic, just when the non-cooperation began. At that time in 1920 21, and non-cooperation movement, Khilafat movement, we have studied in our earlier class. Just I'm going to recall some important topics related to Mahatma Gandhi, so that you may recall all the things and you will prepare the topic Mahatma Gandhi. When he entered into Indian politics, the Gandhi's guru, Gopal Krishna Gokhale, the name of Gandhiji's guru was Gopal Krishna Gokhale. Gokhale had advised Gandhiji to tour for the tour of India, all over India, just to see what was the condition of India at that time, the rural society and the urban society, and the condition of agriculture, and what was the Britishers doing at that time. So 2 years he had spent in visiting India, and he visited India, and he had seen a lot of things related to east, west, north, south, what was happening over there, and what things were doing over there with the help of Britishers. He had seen a lot of political, social, economic, and economical, social, and political reality of India at that time when he visited India after coming from South Africa. And do you know why he entered into India? Why he came into India? He was invited into India just to remove all the bad things in India which were doing over in India by the Britishers at that time. The condition of India was economical condition of India was very bad at that time. The revenue collection and the agriculture condition and the condition of peasant was very bad at that time, and they struggled a lot and they suffered a lot in India just to listen the demands of Indians. The Indians invited, India government invited Mahatma Gandhi into India just to see what was going on over here. When he entered into India, he saw each and everything in India, and he had observed very keenly the east and west and the all directions and all things related to India at that time. When he entered into India, and he was welcomed at the port of India. When he entered into India, he was getting a warm welcome. Uh, all over there was looking at Gandhi, that how Gandhi is coming and how he was doing very good things related to the racial discrimination in South Africa, and he had won that discrimination. He had won that things which were running over there in South Africa. He was very warm. He was getting very warm welcome in India. And first of all, in 1915, when he entered into India, and when he entered into India, the Banaras Hindu University, there was first speech of Mahatma Gandhi in Banaras Hindu University over there. When he had gone to Banaras Hindu University, when he was welcomed by a big crowd. There were so many type of people over there gathered over there, and he welcomed Mahatma Gandhi, and he had heard the speech which was given by the Mahatma Gandhi over there. And Gandhi spent 1915 and most of 1916 touring India and visiting places as far as Sindh, Rangoon, Banaras, Madras. He visited all over India, and he visited Rabindranath Tagore, Shanti Niketan, and he had seen a lot of rural life situation over there. Next is the Gandhian ideological tools and methods of mass mobilization. How Gandhiji used, how the ideals of Gandhiji had been faced by the Indians, and how the mass people, the all over the people, how they welcome the action of the man which man Gandhi. The Gandhiji had given one such name, just like Satyagraha. Satyagraha was given by Mahatma Gandhi, means the request on the truth. Satyagraha, request on the truth, means he was very much depend on the truth speaking people, and he had given their faith on the truth speaking people over there. The philosophy and ideology of of Mahatma Gandhi was speaking truth and non-violence, and means he was very much moderate leader at that time. Moderates, okay, there was a difference between moderates and extremism, and extremist means people who was having the tools and weapons and all the aggression they were having. But in Mahatma Gandhi, aggression was not over there, exist not over there. Next is non-violence. It was the main big weapon for the thinking of Mahatma Gandhi means in practice satyagraha could assume various forms, just like fasting, just like non-violent picketing, different types of non-cooperation, ultimately in politics, civil disobedience, in willing anticipation of the legal penalty. Gandhi firmly believed that all these forms of satyagraha were pure means to achieve pure ends. He was thinking that if you want to gain something, if you want to have something from the other government like British government, then you should be very strong on your thinking. Just like if you want to think something related to the independence, then you should be very strong over your thinking, and you should be faithful on the truth. Okay, the first and the last main weapon of Mahatma Gandhi was truth, and the second was non-violence. Non-violence means if you will fight bravely with the help of non-violence, then definitely you will win the war. He was thinking like this. Next, the use of religious idioms means the religion was the main basic thing which was using Mahatma Gandhi, which was using by the Mahatma Gandhi for winning the battle, for winning the fight between India and the Britishers. India and the yes Britishers. Gandhi also used the religious idiom through concept like Ram Rajya to mobilize people in national movement. Means the when he entered in national movement in 1915, and he was still exist there till 1948, 30th January 1948, 48, the death date of Mahatma Gandhi at that time. Next is the idea of Hind Swaraj. Means Hind Swaraj means Swaraj, Swaraj, the self rule government. He was wanting over there in India, and the other important feature of Gandhian thought was the body of ideas, which he illustrated in his book Hind Swaraj in 1909. He had written a book Hind Swaraj, and where he wrote what he wrote. Indian salvation consists in unlearning what she has learnt during the past 50 years or so. The railways, the telegraphs, the hospitals, the lawyers, doctors, and such like have to go, and the so called upper classes have to learn to live consciously, religiously, deliberately, the simple life of peasant, because the very big population exist over there was the peasant population. Yes, the main occupation was agriculture, and the main people who lived over there was were peasant. Next is Swadeshi. His first demand in Indian politics was using the Swadeshi products, means the products which were made by Indians. Okay, just to promote Swadeshi, just to promote the Indian goods. He had done a lot of things related to, just like the people had bonfire on the particular the Britishers things which they made, just like the except cotton cloth, just like rayon, nylon, and these type of cloths which were made by the British people, and they have burnt that particular things on public area, just so that the public will see, and they will not use the Videshi products over there, and they use Swadeshi products. Just like Gandhi's entry into Indian politics occurred in the 1917, 1918, when he became involved in three local issues concerning with Champaran indigo farmers, Ahmedabad textile workers, and Kheda peasants. Yes, three local movements he was fighting in 1917 and 1918. First, Champaran experiment in mass mobilization, how they fought with the mass mobilization, and how they fought with for the welfare of the people in Champaran. The planters always forced them to sell their crop for a fixed and usually uneconomic price. At this time, the demand of Indian indigo in the world market was declining due to the increasing production of synthetic indigo in Germany. Synthetic indigo was over there in Germany, and India, the pure indigo was producing over there. Most planters of Champaran realized that indigo cultivation was no longer a paying proposition. The planters tried to save their own position by forcing the tenants to bear the burden of their loss. They offered to release the tenants from growing indigo if the latter paid compensation or damages. Means if they will get compensation and they will get the damages, then they will grow the indigo plant over there. Apart from this, the planters heavily inflated the rent and imposed many illegal levies on tenants. When he reached Motihari, the headquarters of district of Champaran, he was served with an order to quit Champaran, as he was regarded a danger to public peace. Gandhi decided to disobey the order, and he was not ready to obey the order of the British government. So he had decided to disobey the order of British government. And this was the first disobey of Mahatma Gandhi for British government at that time. Next is Kheda movement. Gandhi maintained that the officials had overvalued the crops and the cultivators were entitled to a suspension of revenue as a legal right and not as a concession of grace. After a lot of hesitation, he decided to launch a satyagraha movement on 22nd March 1918. He inaugurated the satyagraha at a meeting in Naded and urged the peasants not to pay their land revenue. He toured villages, he gave moral support to peasants in refusing to pay revenue and to expel their fear of the government authority. Means you should not have any fear of government authority. And Gandhi was also assisted in this struggle by Indulal Yagnik and Vallabhbhai Patel and Anasuya Sarabhai. The satyagraha reached at its peak by 21st April when 2,337 peasants pledged not to pay revenue, and most of the patidars took part in this satyagraha. This was the Kheda movement that time. Next is Ahmedabad. Textile mill workers and textile mill workers was also like to have some rights in their mills. 1917 plague outbreak made labor shortage more acute because it drove many workers away from Ahmedabad to the countryside. Means the in Ahmedabad, many workers had shifted to the countryside because of the outbreak of the plague at that time in 1917. To dissuade the workers from leaving the town, the mill owners decided to pay plague bonus. Means they wanted to provide them plague bonus, which was sometimes as high as 75% of the normal wages of the workers. After the epidemic was over, the mill owners decided to discontinue the plague bonus, but the workers opposed the employers' move and argued that it was helping them to offset the wartime rise in cost of living. The mill owners were prepared to give 20% increase, but the workers were demanding a 50% raise in the wages in view of the price hike. In such a situation, Gandhi entered in this and Gandhi decided to study the whole situation in detail. He went through a mass of data concerning the financial state of the mills and compared their wage rates concerning the financial state of the mills and compared their wage rates with those of Bombay. Finally, he came to conclusion that the workers should demand 35% instead of 50% increase in their wages. Then Gandhi began the Satyagraha movement against the mill owners. Here also he succeeded the fight for the mill workers. Gandhi announced 15 March that he would undertake a fast until a settlement was reached. Settlement was reached on 18 March. According to this agreement, the workers on their first day would receive 35% raise in keeping with their pledge. So means Gandhi had won the fight for the Indians. Next is Rowlatt Act Satyagraha. The bill also prepared to give authority to government to search a place and arrest a person without any warrant. Detention without a trial for maximum period of 2 years was also provided in the bills. The bills were regarded by nationalist leaders as an effort of conciliate section of official and non-official white opinion, which had resented Montague reforms proposal. There was widespread condemnation of the bills in whole country. Means in whole country nobody was obeying on this bill, as the bill was not very good for the Indians at that time, because if Indian peasants was were arrested in any suspension, in any suspension, and how they will enter, how they will receive the bill. Gandhi also launched his campaign against the bill. He formed a Satyagraha Sabha on 24 February 1990 in Bombay to protest against the Rowlatt bills. And Gandhi decided to disobey the laws. A country-wide agitation was planned for April 6, 1990. In almost all major towns of the country, the hartals was observed on 6 April and the people respond enthusiastically. Gandhi left Bombay on 8 April to promote the Satyagraha agitation in Delhi and Punjab, but as his entry in Punjab was considered dangerous by the government, Gandhi was removed from the train in which he was traveling at Palwal near Delhi and was taken back to Bombay. The news of Gandhi's arrest participated the crisis, and the situation became tense in Bombay and violence broke out in Ahmedabad and Virangam. In Ahmedabad, the government enforced martial law, and the Punjab region was as a whole, and Amritsar in particular witnessed the worst scene of violence was the Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Have you heard about Jallianwala Bagh massacre in Amritsar? On 13 April, General Dyer ordered his troops to fire on a peaceful, unarmed crowd assembled in Jallianwala Bagh, because the people of Amritsar was not very much well educated at that time, so he was not known about very much friendly for the what was the martial law at that time, and they have no any idea of martial law, and they gathered there for an assembly in Jallianwala Bagh, and most of the people were not aware of the ban on meetings. They were shot without the slightest warning by General Dyer, who later on said that it was no longer a question of merely dispersing the crowd, but one of producing a moral effect. According to official figures, 379 persons were killed, but the unofficial accounts gave much, much higher figures. Means this was very disappointing movement at that time, and because the people were not aware about the martial law, and they should not have any meeting over there, and they were not very much aware, they were not well educated, that's why they commit these type of mistakes. So the result of the mistakes was that the General Dyer had got given the shots. It means short fire over there, and the people who were entered in Jallianwala Bagh, they all had got death over there. Next morning means the next morning, Gandhi went over there in Jallianwala Bagh, and he was very surprised and he was very shocked to see all the scene over there. During 1920-21, the national Indian national movement entered into a new phase of mass politics, mass mobilization. The British rule was opposed through two mass movements, Khilafat and non-cooperation. Next, non-cooperation movement means Gandhi decided to not cooperate British government at that time. Khilafat movement also exists over there. Non-cooperation movement also exists there, And what was the Khilafat? The issue of Khilafat during the First World War, Turkey allied with Germany and Austria against the British. The Indian Muslims regarded Sultan of Turkey as their spiritual leader named as Khalifa. So their sympathies were naturally with Turkey. After the war, the British removed the Khalifa from power in Turkey because the Britishers had, at that time, at the time of First World War, Britishers um, had given some important, just like they had said that we will give you. The Britishers will give some important things, some important places to the Khalifas over there. If the Khalifa will give them their support, means if Khalifas will support to British, and then the Britishers in return they will give some important rights and all. They have given just these type of things over there. But when the Britishers won the First World War and the Khalifa, the power of Khalifa was removed over there. So the Muslims started the Khilafat movement in India for the restoration of Khalifa's position. Their main demands were Khalifa's control should be retained over the Muslim sacred places. And in territorial adjustments after the war, the Khalifa should be left with sufficient territories. The Central Khilafat Committee met at Allahabad from 1st to 3rd June 1920. The meeting was attended by a number of Congress and Khilafat leaders. In this meeting, a program of non-cooperation towards the government was declared, and in this meeting, two things were there over there. Was the boycott of titles conferred by the government, boycott of civil services, army, police, all government jobs, and non-payment of taxes to the government. These type of things were done over there. Next is August 1st, 1920 was fixed as the date to start the movement. Gandhi insists that unless the Punjab and Khilafat wrongs were undone, there was to be non-cooperation with the government. For the success of this movement, Congress support was essential. The main points of non-cooperation was number one, the nationalization of education; number two, the promotion of indigenous goods; three, the popularization of charkha and khadi; four, enrollment of volunteer crops; five, boycott of law courts, educational institutes, and the official functions and British goods. Next and last is the surrender of honors and titles conferred by the British. These type of things they have demanded from British government at that time. Congress volunteers were fired by the police. Yes, how do you know about? Do you have heard about Chori Chora incident in Gorakhpur? Yes, 20 to 21 policemen were there in the police station in Chora Chori in Gorakhpur, and the violent incident shocked when Gandhi and he suspend the non-cooperation movement. When he suspend the movement because the same day what he had done, the violent incident. This is called violent incident when the people had shot fire to the police station, and 20 to 21 policemen were had got burned over there in police station. They have locked the police station and they have burned that police station, and all policemen were burnt over there. And with this incident, Gandhiji started his 5-day fast as a penance. The first non-cooperation movement virtually came to an end. Gandhi was arrested on 10 March 1922 and was sentenced to 6-year imprisonment. The civil disobedience movement was launched when Gandhiji, along with a group of chosen volunteers, began the Dandi March to break the salt law. Have you heard about the salt law? Yes, Gandhi, with his followers, with his volunteers, they all together make their salt law. Following him, people all over the country broke salt law and courted arrest. And the salt law, no tax, no revenue campaigns were launched in certain areas. There was also defiance of the forest law, which prohibited the use of forest by the locals. Means the two or three round table conference over there. The British government called a round table conference and invited the Congress to talk. Gandhi represented the Congress, and the movement was temporarily withdrawn to facilitate the talk. The talk proved to be failure due to divisive policies of the colonial ruler. Next, how the Gandhi had given their his efforts to gain concessions means he wanted to gain some concessions. What were that concessions? The important demands of Mahatma Gandhi was number one, the rupee sterling ratio should reduce to is 40. Next is land revenue should be reduced by half and made a subject of legislative control. Next is salt law should be abolished and also the government monopoly over manufacturing of salt. Means they have manufactured their own salt and there will be no any salt law and there will be no any salt tax which was given to Indians. Salaries of highest grade services should be reduced by half because they have got just like highest grade servicemen were gaining a very big salary amount over there, so the salaries of highest grade services should be reduced by half. Next is military expenditure should be reduced by 50% begin with, because they have extended a lot of expenses on the military expenditure. Next is protection for Indian textile and coastal shipping. Protection for Indian textile because the British government had reduced and reduced a lot of Indian textile in India over there, and they have reduced the coastal shipping over there. So, for the protection of Indian textile and coastal shipping, the Mahatma Gandhi was demanding so many things related to this. All political prisoners should be discharged because the on any suspicion on any suspicion the British people had arrested, the British military had arrested Indians and they have imprisoned that people into their jails. To many observers this character of demands seemed a climb down from Purna Swaraj. The government response to Gandhi's proposal was negative at that time. Next is the beginning of movement. Gandhi took the decision to start the movement because when he demanded so many things and he was not following by the British government, and the British government was not ready to give any concession to the Indians. Just that's why Gandhi had took decision and he started movement again. On 12 March 1930 Gandhi started historic march from his Sabarmati ashram to Dandi beach, accompanied by his 78 selected followers. If you will watch the movie Mahatma Gandhi, and then you will see the real picture of this Dandi March over there. There, Gandhi and his followers broke the law by manufacturing salt from the sea. He has taken the he had taken the salt on the particular area, just like on the seashore area in Dandi, and he had taken the law and he had made their own law. The program of movement was as follows. What was that? Number one, so salt law should be violated everywhere. Means they were not obeying the law related to salt over everywhere in India. Next, students should leave colleges. Government servants should resign from services. Means the nobody want to attend the government colleges, the government schools, the government universities, and they have left all the buildings and come over there. Foreign clothes should be burnt on the front of at the front of every shop, at the front of every area. Means they have taken the British courts and burned that particular clothes over there just to show that we are not ready to obey the British government. No tax should be paid to the government. No people, no person should be paid to the government as the revenue and the taxes are not. Women should stage at dharna at liquor shops. Dharna. Gandhi Irving Pact, Roundtable Conference, and the second phase, Gandhi's entry into the second Roundtable Conference, also proved a virtual fiasco. What was there? But Its two characteristics were a federal assembly on which princes who joined would nominate their own members and a series of reservations and safeguards. Background of Quit India movement. Have you heard about the Quit India movement? In 1942, one and the important movement was held over there, which was Quit India movement. What was the backgrounds? What was the reason to start the movement, Quit India movement? What are the reasons? In reasons, the first of all was Cripps proposal. Some of the Cripps proposals embodied in draft declaration were Sir Stafford Cripps came to India and he had given a lot of things related, which was known as Cripps proposal. Dominion status would be granted to India immediately after the war with the right to secede. Next, immediately after the cessation of hostilities, a constitution making body would be set up. It will consist of members from British India as well as native states. They are talking about a constitution making body which was having two type of members over there related to British India and related to native states also. The constitution so framed after the war would be accepted by British government on the condition that any Indian province could, if so desired, remain outside Indian Union, negotiate directly with Britain. What was the meaning of this? When the constitution will be framed after the war, means when the second world war will be finished at that time, at the time of 1945, when the second world war will be getting over, and it would be accepted by the British government on the condition that any Indian province could, if so desired, if he will have any desire, then he can enter into that and remain outside the Indian Union and negotiate directly with Britain. Next is the actual control of defense and the actual control of military operations would be retained by the British government. That is the main thing which was having the British government and which was not having with Indian government at that time. And there was no Indian government at that time, and there was very discrimination between the military and discrimination between the people of India and the Britishers at that time. That's why these things were getting happen over there. Actual control of defense, actual control of military operations would be retained by the British government. That is also main reason for the starting of Quit India movement. This declaration was rejected by almost by the Indian parties. Yes, because there was no any right in the hands of Indians, and every right was in the hands of British government. That's why was rejected by almost all Indian parties. The Congress the Congress did not want to rely on future promises because they have already faced that type of things. Just British government had given promise to do these and things, and he was not ready to. When they won that particular area, when they had accepted all that particular area, and he negotiate all the things. That's why the Congress did not want to rely on future promise. It wanted a responsible government with full powers and also a control over the country's defense. Gandhi termed the proposal as a post dated check on crashing bank. Gandhi has termed this proposal. Which proposal? Cripps proposal. What he had said, a post dated check on the crashing bank. That is very important line which you will have to write on your answer when you are writing that answer related to Gandhiji's Cripps proposal and related to Quit India movement. If you are writing that answer, then you should write this particular sentence. What was the sentence? A post dated check on the crashing bank. Means on a failure bank, post date check. That's why the Cripps mission failed to pacify the Indians. Indians were not having any faith on British government at that time. On 8th March 1942, the AICC, means All India Congress Committee, passes the Quit India Resolution. Quit India Resolution. This was passed after deliberating at great length on the international and national situation. Gandhi told the British to quit and leave India in God's hand. Means you should leave India in God's hand and you will not have any right to take India in your hands. Just to leave India in God's hand. He exhorted all sections to participate in movement and stressed every Indian who freedoms desires freedom and strives for it must be his own guide. Every Indian who desires freedom and strive for it must be his own guide. His message was do or die. If you will die, if you will do, or you will die. Do or die. For whom? For Indian and the British government. He had given so many messages, just like a post-dated check. He had said to proposal, post-dated check on a crashing bank. Next, he started Quit India movement, 1942, 8 August, and he had said that just to leave India in God's hand. And again, he said, every Indian who desires freedom and strive for it must be his own guide. His message was do or die. I am repeating again and again. That is very important for all of you. Just like next, call for do or die and the beginning of movement. How he called do or die? He requests the Indians, if you will do, then if you will do the works related to India's freedom, then you will gain India. And if you will not gain India, then you should die. You will die for the India. Before his arrest on 9th August 1942, he started the movement on which date? 8 August 1942. On 9 August 1942, Gandhi had given the following message to the country. Which message he had given to country? Everyone is free to go the fullest length under ahimsa, to complete deadlock by strikes, other non-violent means. Means no violence, no any violence you will commit in India at that time. And you will face all over length under ahimsa, to complete deadlock by strikes, means hartals over there. Satyagrahis must go out to die, not to live. When they left their places, when the Satyagrahis left their houses and they thought that we will die or we will not live at that time, they must seek and face death. It is only when individuals go out to die that the nation will survive. If the people will die, the nation will survive. करेंगे या मरेंगे, do or die at that time. The Gandhian message of non-violent struggle was pushed into the background and people devised their own methods of struggle. These include what things they have include: attacks on government building, attack on police station, attack on post offices, attacks on railway station, and sabotaging rail lines, cutting off the telegraph wires, telephone wires, electric power lines. They have cutting. Disrupting road traffic by destroying bridges, means when they cross that particular area, when they cross that particular bridge, then they destroy that bridge so that the British government, the British people, the British military will not follow them. And the workers going on strike, means the workers which who are doing this, who are working on the some construction sites, they were going on strike so that the construction work will get over, will get banned on that particular area. Just to disobey just to not obey the particular British government. Do or die means the post-dated check on the crashing bank. These type of things they were doing over there on behalf of Mahatma Gandhi. Next, repression. How the British government repressed these things. The government has geared all its forces to suppress the popular assault. Means the British government had done a lot of forces to suppress the popular upsurge, means the popular for to suppress the popularity of the particular area of the particular leaders Mahatma Gandhi. Just they wanted to do all the things to suppress all things, just like arrest, just like detention, just like police firings, burning of Congress offices, etc. They were doing these methods adopted by the government. Yes, so many people were getting arrested, and the prisons, the police station, and the prison were getting fulfilled, over fulfilled at that time. And there is no detention policy before arresting the people on behalf of any suspicion. And there were police firings also, the burning of Congress buildings, Congress offices also, so that the people of Congress will not get any association, will not get any meetings over there. Yes, that's why the British government wanted to suppress these all things. This was known as repression. Next and last things, we have done a lot of things, just like we have studied a lot of movements related to Kheda movement and Ahmedabad movement and the Champaran movement on behalf of indigo, because indigo planters were very much disturbed for with the decision of taken by the British government just to grow more and more indigo. And for the farmers, the agriculture and the land and the fertility, that is the godly things related to farmer, and the farmers were not very happy with the decision of British government, so they decided to gain the help of Mahatma Gandhi. And Mahatma Gandhi had given right, had taken right with the help of British government at that time. The British government was not like to give the support to indigo peasants, to Kheda peasants, to Ahmedabad mill workers. They did not want to give support to them. But Mahatma Gandhi had given support to them. And with the support of Mahatma Gandhi, they had got their rights on their agricultural land. They had got the revenue relaxations, and they had disobeyed to British government just to start the things related to just like movements with the help of Mahatma Gandhi. And he had given the slogan "Do or Die," and he had started so many three important movements, just related big movements. If the question will come in front of you, the movements, what type of movements were starting by Mahatma Gandhi? Then you will give answers, just like a very popular and particular area wise movement. Very casual movements were there, Champaran, Indigo, and Kheda movement. And the big movements which were started by Mahatma Gandhi was civil disobedience movement, non-cooperation movement, and Quit India movement at that time. And at the time when you will explain these three movements at that time, and very small things you will explain over there with in your answer, just like Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Okay, 1919 Jallianwala Bagh massacre, 1920 civil disobedience movement, 1920 with the help of Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali, Khilafat movement were also exist in India and in Turkey also. Khilafat movement. And at last, you will give the Cripps proposal also. And after Cripps proposal, 1942, the Quit India movement, and they wanted the British government to quit India as soon as possible. And we have studied 1857 revolt, and so many things were very combined with the help of these things and all things in 1857 revolt also, the military had started to bonfire on official buildings to cut down the telephonic wires, to cut down the electric power lines, to cut down the telephone rail lines, and to damage the what things they have damaged, the places from where they passed, and they damage all the bridges just to not to follow the military people of British government for Indians. That's why they were doing these things in India again and again and again. Just this was the first war of independence in 1857. We can say the first war of independence. They fought for the welfare of Indians, and they wanted freedom, freedom, and freedom at that time. When they was not successful in gaining freedom in 1857, and in 1858 they have made a very big government. Just the company was shifted their power to crown. We will complete these topics in our next class, because Mahatma Gandhi was very important, and that's why I was thinking that just to give you these information before that informations, I will give you the information related to Mahatma Gandhi, because Mahatma Gandhi was very important, and these type of questions will come in your exams in every year. It comes. That's why. Yes, now these three very big movements which was running by Mahatma Gandhi, with the help of the followers, with the help of the volunteers, just like Mahatma Gandhi had given a lot of things related to this. And the weapons of Mahatma Gandhi was truth, non-violence. These two main weapons which was fighting mm, by Mahatma Gandhi at the War of Independence. With the He had done a lot of things related to national movement, in national movement, and so many things they have done. Just to recall all things, just like in Cripps proposal. In Cripps proposal, the Sir Stafford Cripps has made the proposal in the draft declaration. Means they wanted the organization which was head by British government, not by Indian government, not by Indian people. They did not want to give rights in the hands of Indians, and they did not want to give any importance in for the Indians. That's why Indians had thought that they are not committing a very good thing, so we should not give them, we should not obey them, because they had cheat a lot of in lot of things related to. So with the help of these hostilities, the Indians did not want to make faith on British government, so they deny to use the foreign things. They denied to use the foreign things and foreign clothes and foreign things related to. So they just to show their disobey for the British government, they had committed some things, just like they collect the in foreign clothes on the front of any shop or on the front of any market area, so that the people will see that we are going to disobey the British government. They collect the what they collected. They collect the foreign things and the foreign clothes and foreign material which was made by the foreign and which was using by the Indians at that time, just to disobey. They got burned to that things, just to show that we are disobeying British government at that time. Yes, and all things related to the so many declaration Congress was rejected by almost all the Indian parties. All the Indian parties means three roundtable conference we have discussed. In first roundtable conference, Mahatma Gandhi had entered to England, and in second roundtable conference, the Congress leaders and Mahatma Gandhi, and they had decided a lot of things. Means in roundtable conference in London, Mahatma Gandhi had urged, uh, Mahatma Gandhi had requested for the Purna Swaraj of India. For Purna Swaraj means full independence of India for the Indians only, not for British government. The Britishers was thinking that what he had asked in London in roundtable conference, so they have not decided anything over there. Yes, before starting Quit India movement, so many things they have happened. We have discussed Cripps proposal and Dominion status, and so many hostilities and war, Second World War, so many things. Second World War was doing over there. Next, on 12 March 1930, Gandhi started historic march, Sabarmati Ashram, which was ashram for Mahatma Gandhi and his followers, and to Dandi Beach. And so many followers had followed Mahatma Gandhi to break the law made by Britishers. So, because they did not want to follow any law related to Indian products, and because the Britishers thought that in salt the Indians, each and every Indian was using salt, so we should give tax, we should make tax on Indian things just like salt. And the tax was very high at that time, very high, so the Indians were not capable to pay that tax. That's why Mahatma Gandhi thought to break this salt law at that time. So the salt law was violated over there, and they make with their followers the particular salt, and they take the salt and they break the salt law over there. And he decided not to give any type of tax paid to British government, and they decided to burn the foreign clothes over there. And what was do you know, in Quit India movement, and so many women had taken part on Quit India movement. In Quit India movement, so many women have had taken part over there. And in this, women should stage at dharna at liquor shops, etc. Because just to stop the liquor shops over there. Gandhi Irvin Pact, the meeting of Lord Irwin and Mahatma Gandhi, that was known as Gandhi Irwin Pact. Means the agreement signed with the both parties, Mahatma Gandhi and Irwin. Next is roundtable conference we had discussed, and second phase of Gandhi entry with the into second roundtable conference and proved a virtual fiasco. We have discussed a lot of things related to these the beginning of movement and the how Gandhi wanted to gain concessions for on behalf of Indians with British government, and the British government did not want to give any type of concession to Indians. The salaries were very high for the British government services, highest grade services. That should be very reduced at that time. Military expenditure was very high at that time. That's why Mahatma Gandhi want to reduce the expenditure on military, just like 50% related to this. And he wanted to protect the Indian textile. He wanted to protect the coastal shipping at that time, so that export and import of Indian texts and things should be enhanced. All political prisoners, which they had, whom they had, Indian prisoners, they had bound there and stamped themselves in the prisons and in police stations, and they should be discharged at that time. These type of demand Mahatma Gandhi had given to the British government, and these type of concessions he wanted to gain at that time. That was the fights related to Mahatma Gandhi. And we have discussed a civil disobedience movement which was launched by Mahatma Gandhi, Gandhi Dandi March, which was given by Mahatma Gandhi with his followers, and so many things we have discussed in Chori Chora incident. Chori Chora incident we have discussed in this class, and Jallianwala Bagh massacre we have discussed in class. Very worst situation, very worst violence broke out in Amritsar in 1919, 13 April, I think it was the date, 13 April. Yes, and Gandhi had given to imprisonment for 6 years, and at that time, Dr. Satyapal Fichlu and Dr. Satyapal and Kishlu on 10th April. And this led to mob violence and government buildings were set on fire. Five Englishmen were murdered and a woman assaulted at the time of 13 April. 10 April, when two important leaders were arrested at that time. So many things we have done in this class, and we will discuss very important things related between the 1857 and 1915 when Gandhi entered into politics, and 1857 revolt. After 1857 revolt, in 1858, so many big decisions was taken by the British government, but they had not followed. That is a different aspect. They had not followed the decisions, and they had given some sympathies to Indians also, and they had given some concessions to Indians also. So many things they had shown. So thank you and have a nice day. We will meet in our next class. Thank you.